All right, guys. Van back again at the Reticent Warrior Training Center here inside Top Shelf Ammo in lovely Pooler, Georgia, here in the Low Country. I want to talk about target identification and target classification and why it matters. What is it and why does it matter? Well, first of all, when I say target identification, I don't mean, hey, show me your license. I need to know who you are before I shoot you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about identifying a threat. What type of threat is this? Oh, it's a man with a knife. Okay, great. It's a man with a knife. Oh, he's whittling wood. He's sitting in a chair on his front porch whittling wood. He's not a threat, right? Oh, it's a man with a knife. Oh, and he's running at me and he's a threat. Well, that's different. It's a man with a gun. Oh, do I shoot him? Well, wait. We got to identify him. We see it's a gun. That's a potential threat. But we also have to classify those threats, just like with the whittler, the guy whittling the wood. Guess what? He's not a threat. We classified him as to a non-threat. The guy with the gun, we look closer, we see that he's wearing a badge. Oh, he's a police officer. He's a good guy. Hey, we don't shoot good guys, right? We only shoot bad guys. We have to pay attention to these things. So we have to have target identification and target classification. We have to do both of those things in an instant. Guess what? The bad guys get a say on when we fight, where we fight, and how we fight. And they don't have target identification and classification. They don't care. They just shoot, spray, and pray. Doesn't matter to them who they hit. If they hit you, great. If they hit 5 people behind you, great. They don't care. So we have to always make sure we're shooting the right people, and we have to make sure that we have good target identification and good classification of that target before we pull the trigger, because once we do, you can't put bullets back in the gun, right? So be very careful of what you're doing. Let's take another scenario, and I use this one sometimes in teaching CQB. You wake up in the middle of the night. This is home defense CQB. You wake up in the middle of the night, you hear a noise. You get up, you grab your pistol, your SIG. You grab your SIG, you walk, you come out of your room, you see a man in your living room wearing a hoodie. It's dark, and he's holding something shiny in his hand, and man, you're scared, and so you line up on him and you take the shot and you drop him. All you saw, you flip on the light, good shoot, right? Man's in your house in the middle of the night, kicked in your door, he's in your living room, good shoot. Except when you turn the light on, you see that it's your neighbor's kid. You realize that your neighbor's kid maybe did something stupid, had a little too much to drink tonight. Maybe it was the first time he'd ever had alcohol, got confused, came into your back door because he jimmied it because he thought he was at his house and he couldn't get in, and now you've killed him. See, that's because you didn't identify and classify that. And that thing he was holding was his cell phone. Yes, maybe legally, you're okay. But morally, ethically, you have to live with what you did. And knowing that you took the life of a young teenager because you didn't do things the right way, you didn't identify and classify your target, that's a really big deal. So, identification, classification matters. Scenario dictates response. So you got to know what you're doing. You can't just shoot. You got to know who you're shooting or what type of threat they are. All right, check us out at reticentwarriortactics.com. And remember, be prepared for the fight always and in always. Stay safe.